Okay, hello everyone, and welcome back to GRS PCF2, where today we are here under the lights in Abu Dhabi, ready for the season finale. So, let's get everything loaded, and not like that. I still can't remember, I think it's M for the track map. I should have remembered that. Anyways, we are here for the final round of the season, and we have a title fight that has come down to the final round here. So, to catch you up on the season if you've missed out so far, Hugo Nilsson currently leads by 14 points over Lewis Pierce in the Aston Martin, as we watch Hugo's teammate Mitch head round, and we'll stick on board with Mitch and do a hot lap here. As well, with a 14 point gap, there's a few ways that Lewis can still win the title. So, if he wins the race with a fastest lap, and Hugo only manages 4th place or less, then he'll win the title. If Lewis was to just win the race, then Hugo can only get 5th with the fastest lap or less, I believe. Yeah, that would make it even. And I'll state the rest when we finish this on board. So, on board with Mitch here, into turn 1, braking at about 75 metres, chucking it into 4th, and a great exit there from the Alpine. And there, ooh, that's Mitch gone already! Oh, that's not a way to start the session. And I thought he was out of the session then already, and starting from the back, he wouldn't be able to assist his teammate too much. However, now we are on board with his teammate Hugo, who doesn't make the same mistake as Mitch, and hence off down towards turn 5, I believe this is. Shifts to 4th, short shifting up, shifts down to 3rd, then short shifts to 4th, is what that's meant to say. Activating the DRS, which is just a long... I don't know what I'm saying. I should have prepared more. But yeah, then into the next DRS zone we go. I'll just move on to this. Again, another new overtaking opportunity, I'd say, as this corner is now a quick, long sweeping hairpin rather than a complex of tricky corners, which is what it used to be, which killed all sorts of fighting that could happen. Then the newly revamped hotel section, a very off-camber corner, and one that I personally dislike. Not a good corner at all. As Hugo comes to the line, and it's a 24.2 to start us off. And how good that time is representative. I haven't done any practice, but I'm guessing it's going to be up there for the banker laps. As here comes Adam Lapage. Bit white through the final corner, and up to the line it's a 25.3. So yeah, Hugo setting the early pace. Next up, Callum Pierce, and that's a 26.3. We're almost going down by a second each time here. Jordan Bailey goes to the line, 24.7. What about Saint Lagrange? And it's a 25.0. So, 3rd place for the Alfa Romeo, who's showing some good pace here at the end of the season, which is great to see. Lewis Pierce with the exact same time as Hugo. Oh, that's interesting. That's very interesting. As Michael Knight just about tops him in the Aston Martin by 14 thousandths. Sorry, I had to mute temporarily, but that's fine. And goes well, provisionally to the top, but that is very close between those three. And, well, this definitely sets the scene. with both drivers having the exact same qualifying time, as Jordan's had a bit of a spin on his in lap. That's not going to hurt. The Alpine garage, they're just taking Hugo back in. And that's going to be it for the first runs here from everyone. So we'll be on to the second run shortly, I'd assume. Everything this qualifying is just going to be clean, fast flowing, and sort of just everyone getting on with it. As I did not expect that to start the session. Both of our championship protagonists setting the exact same time in qualifying. Wow. That's one way to say this is going to be a close title fight, as we have a Mercedes of Adam Lapidge. I think he's going again on these same tyres. So we're going both with the Mercedes, see how he's faring, and he's a 10th up in Sector 1 already. Drops it to 4th, carrying a good amount of minimum speed. That's a good start to a lap for the Mercedes. So let's see if we can keep this momentum going here. Sector 2, pretty much only this left here, this very slow, well, heavy braking zone and sort of a longer chicane. There's a bit of lag there from Adam. That's not great. As Sector 2 split 4/10 up and goes a bit early onto the apex there, I feel. Could have opened the corner up more, and he's ruined. Well, at least Adam knows he's got some more time in that. He was already 4/10 up, and that was on quite scrubbed softs, to be fair. As Mitch and Hugo back out again. And how's it going to go this time around? Is are Hugo and Lewis going to set the exact same time again? I don't know. It would be quite entertaining, to say the least, as Adam heads to the pit lane and invalidates by entering the pit lane. Thank you, Codemasters. Very cool. So, round 1 officially complete, shall we say. There's 10 minutes left of the session, and well, this is where things get interesting in the race for pole, as I'm expecting it to be fairly competitive at the front. Normally Jordan will be on the pace as well. I reckon Jordan will get into the flow of things and set a good lap. Adam was looking strong on that lap at the end of the session there. End of the session, end of his first run. Anyways, on board with Hugo. I'd say actually a bit more safe route turn one there, maybe knowing that the time's elsewhere in the lap. As across the sector 1 split, he's a 10.5 up, so I must be waffling. As either there's a lot more grip through the high speed corners, or yeah, I don't know. Oh, Mitch is out. That's not good. There's a bit of locking of the brakes. That's probably just a game glitch, I'd assume. It's been like that for a while now, but it's something like a decent lap. I don't think he'll be improving much more in this sector. He's actually down on his time, so I was going to point out the fact it looked fairly similar to his last lap. Didn't look too much quicker, and well, it's all down to this final sector. Can he find some time? He's gone a little deep, but this corner doesn't matter too much, as the next corner is fairly open. Off camber, and again, running it through there nicely, and he's got a bit wide, so he's had to lift. I don't think Hugo's going to improve by much. If he is going to improve, it's a 24-1. So it is an improvement, but not by too much. What about the Alfa Romeo State? Oh no, he's starting a lap. What about Callum Pearson? 6/10 up already, so got a lot more pace in that Alfa Romeo, and is ready to use it here. As Callum invalidate? I don't know. I got distracted. Jordan was 4 tenths up and unfortunately invalidated his lap on about Adam Laypage. I don't think Adam's on that lap, he's driving very slowly if he is, and I don't think Lewis is either, so bit anticlimactic temporarily there. Anyways, we will go on board with Lewis in. Let's see how the Aston Martin's getting on. Can he beat Hugo's time is the question. As just going flat out here, not wanting to lift at all. Hugo rides a lot more of the curbs. Is something to definitely point out, and Lewis is only up by 8 thousandths. As let's see how this lap unfolds for him. He's going to need to find a bit more time at the moment, but he should definitely have it in the bag. As nicely into that corner there, and a bit cautious on the exit, but maybe it's somewhere where he knows he doesn't need to improve too much, but we'll see. Coming across the sector line, it's 2.5 tenths up, so yeah, he must have made a mistake last lap there, as he's found all the time. And now if he can just keep it at a consistent pace through the final sector, he's already ahead of Hugo, and immediately picking the apex on the inside and carrying it nicely through here. Maybe not as pushing the limits, maybe not pushing the limits as much as Hugo did, but he doesn't have to lift there. He managed to get that very nicely. Just missing the apex there and a snap of oversteer, but it's a 23.7 for Lewis. That's a massive improvement there from the Aston Martin. And that's a statement going out to Hugo. With a 4 tenths gap showing that, well, Slane heads to the pits here. Presumably had it validated maybe. As Michael Knight, purple middle sector, 30 thousandths up. Or 300, shall I say. Michael had a very good banker. Let's see if he can send it to the top again ahead of his teammate. As he almost lost the car there by putting the throttle down, but he just managed to get that throttle management good. A bit of a lift into that corner where Lewis has been the only one taking it flat, and oh, he's ran wide there, but that was a 23.6. That would have been provisional pole. So some very competitive lap times dropping here from all the drivers, and yeah, it's going to be interesting. As and upwards we go. Adam Laypage getting a bit all over the place there, and it's still a 10th foot for the Mercedes, but he found more time the last time around, and that's not ideal either. So I bet he was wishing he didn't make a mistake on that previous lap as well. He's doing alright here then. Moving on with Adam's lap, 4.5 tenths up. So I apologise for the minor distractions here and there. I'll put my phone away from checking Discord for any useful stuff, and focus on the commentary like I should be, because I don't know why I'm not doing that. Anyways, Adam on a good lap here, it seems, as he got time in the final sector, and he's lifted probably the most out of anyone there. And he's up to 5th out the final corner, across the line, 24.6. So, not bad, but it's definitely some time with Jordan Bailey not improving in the first sector. The first sector's not where you're going to find most of your time. It'll be in the second and third. As maybe Jordan hasn't had as much practice for this track. Well, we'll see that by the end of this lap, as I'm definitely going to eat my words like always, but we'll stay on board with the Williams. Here's his sector times looking a tenth-er. So he's found some time there. There in the final sector. Let's see how Jordan fares. He's going very tight there, and I think that's not going to affect him too much. As he goes up to 5th, maybe carrying a bit too much speed through there. As doesn't lift through the penultimate corner. So that's immediately going to give him a bit more time, and it's a 24.4. So no one able to get close to Lewis other than his teammate, and that was because Michael invalidated. I think that's the end of Jordan's qualifying as well. There's a minute and 45 left. Everyone else is just sort of trying to get back out on track now. I think the same for Adam. I think unfortunately for him it's over as well. And both the Alfa Romeos are also a bit late out, so I don't think they're getting a lap in. So it's going to be a three-way shootout for pole here, with a minute and 20 left. It's all down to Lewis, Hugo and Michael. I think Lewis will be looking to take the pole and hope his teammate gets second, as Jordan is going to run out of fuel, so he's not going to be able to go again anyway, unfortunately for him. So, first lap out of these three is going to be Hugo. What time can Hugo set? Can Hugo take provisional pole? And he's going to have to hope the two behind don't improve as much as he does. He's going to need to find a good amount of time. But we know he's got it. We know he's got some time. So, there we go then. We are heading on to Hugo's lap then. How will the Alpine do? Starting his lap very close to the edge of track limits and just sort of trying to give himself as much of a run, get as much speed, and almost broke on the curb there, which can send you very just pushing the track limits. It's all or nothing this lap to get him as high up as possible. Just keeping it nice in the track limits. A very good first sector, half a tenth up. We know his first sector was good last time as well, so to improve even more is very impressive. What can Hugo do then? He's going to need to find more time than he has currently, but we know he's got a bit of time coming down into turn 6 and 7 here, I believe. As there we go, a bit nicer on the inside there, and manages to carry it decently out the corner. So that should be a bit more of an improvement. Was already half a tenth up. I reckon it's going to be about 2 or 3 potentially, and it's 3.5 tenths. So even more than I said. So this is looking like a really good lap here from Hugo. We don't know what the Aston Martins are doing behind. Michael Knight's also gone purple. Lewis Pearce is a 10th up also. So Hugo's going to need even more time. Runs a bit deep there and that's not going to help him. But manages to bring it back around and keep it nicely in the track limits. As now through the final 2 corners, there's a tiny lift on the throttle. And through the final corner, just keep it in the track limits. Up to the line, 23.7. Lewis Pearce is round, so he's not going to be improving, but Michael Knight goes to the top with a 23.4. And that ends qualifying. As well. That's one thing to say there. One thing to say, well, I don't know what I'm even saying at this point. Interested into qualifying then. We only have 3 cars out on the track. But that's not the way Lewis would have wanted to start. A mistake costing him there. And unfortunately I didn't get to swap to Michael finishing this lap because I swapped right to the end there. As I'm having a look at the information from Adam. Adam's having a look at something. Let's have a look at this and we'll let you know on the stream if my phone's mobile data decides to not give up on me. So I don't know, I'll probably just work in a few minutes or so. Anyways, we are going to be getting shortly underway with this race. It's going to be very interesting now. Lewis is going to have a lot more pressure on him than if he just kept it through that final sector. And whew, as Adam pointed out, that Hugo was 3 thousandths quicker than Lewis in the first sector, and then Lewis was 9 thousandths quicker in the second sector. We know Hugo ran a bit wide at one of the corners in the final sector, so could that have been Lewis's opportunity? And we know Lewis likes to take the penultimate corner flat out, which makes him a bit quicker than the rest, and well, had the best track record, I'd say, in the final sector. So I think that could have been at least a front row start, if not pole, as there's now 3, 4, 5 red lights. And we are away here in Abu Dhabi for the final round of the season. 29 laps to decide the title here. There's a Mercedes already into the wall. That's Adam Lapidge. I don't know what he's doing there, but he's up to 3rd place in the process as well. Lewis not with the best of starts, staying to 4th. And Callum Pearce is up to 5th already. He's going to go alongside Lewis. This is going to be tasty. It gives him a bit of a push, and Callum's now up to 4th already, taking the opportunity on the higher performing medium compact tyres, as we will get the tyres on. Michael Knight on the mediums, Hugo Nilsson and Adam Lapidge on hards, and Callum Pearce on mediums. The next 3 on hards, and well, so 2 Alfa Romeos and Michael, who have gone for mediums here, as down into turn 6. That's Mitch going for a dive in the background there on Jordan. What can the Alpine do? He's trying to get up to help Hugo out here. He sees Lewis just in front of him. And I think Hugo would absolutely love it right now if Mitch could get ahead of the Aston Martin. Oh, up ahead we got something going on. And that's Hugo under pressure from Adam Lapidge here. Adam's had a good start in the Mercedes, despite from making a slight bit of contact with the wall. And just not enough to get a move done on that occasion. Almost runs into the back of the Alpine also. As here we go, everyone's sticking within the DRS here. This is going to be interesting if it stays like this, as Callum Pearce now putting pressure on Adam Lapidge. Runs a bit wide, however, there. And oh, Jordan's reined, and that's not a good start to the race for the Williams, as those gaps have all of a sudden started extending massively, as Michael Knight on the medium tyres, using them to their fullest effect at the front here, and well, has dragged out a gap of 1.1 seconds, as we then have a train from 2nd place all the way down to 6th, as let's see how this unfolds, as Lewis not in the place he wants to be, but that can all change in just a matter of moments, as Michael's doing his bit. He's pulling away at the front, building that gap, and well, if Michael is going to be a team player here for Lewis, I'm sure he's going to be happy to see that. There's Lewis close to the back of Callum, but Callum's put a rocket ship in the back of the Alfa Romeo today, and while in the corners he's just got the grip on the medium tyres to stay ahead for now, so unfortunately for Lewis, he's a bit bogged down here in 5th place. But he just needs to keep his head high and think that this is still doable. One mistake from Hugo and it's blown wide open here. As Hugo is just dropping time. Michael Knight's on an absolute fly here, as there goes Callum Pearce. And that promotes Lewis back up to 4th. Callum, fortunately, I don't think has any damage, so he'll be able to continue on in 7th place. As DRS will now be enabled, and basically not a single driver has it. Interestingly enough, as Mitch trying to stick with Lewis, he's just a 2 tenths behind here, but don't think he's quite able to keep up to the Aston here, as Lewis has now got to catch half a second up to Adam, and then well, he's going to have to hope Adam doesn't fight him too hard, or he can get past quickly. And Adam can stick fairly close to Hugo is what he's going to need. And staying here after being about 2 seconds behind, I assume he made a mistake, or maybe got caught up a bit with Jordan. Is caught up to Mitch, and is now going to try put pressure on the Alpine for 5th place here with the DRS. And well, let's see what the Alpine, what the Alfa Romeo can do. Not close enough on this occasion, but trying to drive it around the outside on those medium tyres. While he does have the grip, is he going to be able to pull this off? Not quite, but it's a good effort there, and definitely looking to have a bit more pace than Mitch at the moment. Mitch has dropped a bit this lap, so a mistake here and there from Mitch. And so Lewis has taken a good chunk of time out of Adam here. And currently at about 50% battery. Adam ahead is, yeah, it's not looking good for Adam. Hugo hovering about 60 and Michael also at 60, but Michael's not really going to need to use any, so he can just sit and regenerate as Michael's driving off into the distance here. As back to this fight for 5th place at the moment. I think this will be the straight where the Alfa Romeo of Spain gets ahead here. As with the battery, with the DRS, Mitch is just going to move to the middle of the track and Stain's just going to go to the outside and go past here as Mitch chooses not to fight this one. Knows he's got DRS in a moment to fight it back as, ooh, that was close. But the DRS isn't going to help him too much now after that minor mistake, but you know what? Still plenty of time left in this race, and if he can stick close to the Alfa Romeo in DRS, then well, he could get that 5th place. As I think there's going to need to be major changes in the top 4 here, as Adam isn't dropping too far from Hugo, and that gap between Hugo and Lewis isn't getting any bigger, shall we say. So they're both lapping similar. They're both lapping quite similarly at the moment, and it just seems in the final sector that's where Lewis has the biggest benefit from his setup, as we have a bit of a train forming here for 6th place with Callum, Mitch, and Jordan. I really need to stop just saying first names. As all Mitch is into the wall, and he's hit the session. That's a mistake from the Alpine driver, and that's a safety car. And with that, what we will say is Aston Martin are now your Constructors' Champions. I didn't really mention it because, well, Alpine would have had to get a 1-2 with the fastest lap, and Aston Martin have both cars not complete 90%. So yeah, that one was unlikely, but a safety car might be, well, it throws everything up in the air a bit. I think Lewis will be happy with this, as Hugo's on the same strategy, so he's not getting an advantage strategy-wise. Someone who might be is Michael. Michael could sit, I reckon he could stick hards to the end here, potentially. And if he does that, then yeah, he's going to go for it. Hugo, nah, Hugo's not going to pit. Adam's in. Lewis stays out. So it's going to be 1-2 Hugo, Nilsson, and Lewis Pierce here. This is going to be interesting as both Alfa Romeo stay out alongside Jordan as, well, we continue onwards here. And, well, we get to see a straight fight between these two now. And I'm sure it's going to be interesting. I think there's going to be a lot of nerves with these two being close on track. And, well, that gap isn't too much that's going to phase Hugo. Hugo could definitely still be costed with a mistake, especially if he makes a mistake near the restart. That's a lot of progress he'd have to make up here, so Hugo's just going to need to keep it consistent for himself here. As well, the safety car won't be in this lap, it never comes in the lap it comes out. So we'll have one more lap behind the safety car here. Does anyone want to make a last gasp effort to swap strategies? As I don't think there was any position changes, that was just the game's timing to be bugged, thankfully. As well, I'm interested to see how Michael plays this one there. Adam also on mediums. Is he going to try go to the end? Surely not. Actually, I have realised what's happened. I think Callum's teleported to the back from pausing the game. I did see him do that once, so Well, fortunately that's what happens. Or he's for one of the two. Alright, Hugo trying to fake it. He's, Lewis wasn't very convinced though. So, yeah. Callum comes into the pits. Maybe he did have damage then or did spin. Definitely a possibility. As will the Alfa Romeo be getting a new front wing. Nice, swapping to softs. Interesting. So he's going to be a rocket ship off the start for about 3 laps, and then have to pit after about 6 or 7. So he started on mediums. He should have just gone hards to the end, probably, or maybe meant to and just made a mistake. I don't know. I'm not one to question these things sometimes, and I'd rather leave them be. So, 21 laps to go, as it'll be lap 8 when we go in. Does that mean 21 or 22? I don't know. Let me do some mental calculations. 19, yeah, 21. Hell, fan, it's simple math today. Not the day I want to be doing that, but at least I already got the requirements for each driver to win the championship out of the way. Maybe did I even go back and finish that? Because I was talking about it in qualifying. I don't even know if I finished talking about what would need to happen. Anyway, so that's 14 points. You can sort of figure it out yourself. So, here we go then. Hugo's really slowing this one down. I think the Alpine just wants some distance so he can try. Well, there's some interesting ways you can restart here. There's definitely some crafty methods he could use to try give himself the upper hand on Lewis Pierce here. But, well, we'll have to see what he does. We'll go on board with the Alpine to see when he's going to restart as the safety car now enters the pit lane. Is he going to go out the penultimate corner? He's already going, and off he goes, and he's managed to catch Lewis nicely there, and has extended that gap, which is what he would have wanted to do. Staying runs very wide, and Jordan's going to get a good exit, and has to stay behind up until the line, but he's going to be alongside into turn 1 here. And Jordan on the outside drives it round the Alfa Romeo nicely there, and oh, there's some scraps going on here. Adam and Callum side by side. Callum runs off track, Michael does also, as the camera can't even keep up here somehow. But yeah, we continue onwards and upwards as Adam Lapidge in P5. Everyone just sort of warming their tyres here, as they clearly may have forgot. As that's a bit deep there from Lewis, as Adam Sell up into 4th, Michael to 5th, so the Alfa Romeo's not having the best of restarts here, dropping back some places. Stain really seems to be struggling, so I think he's not fired his tyres up enough, and is now under pressure from his teammate, who takes him for 6th place for now, and yeah, Stain doesn't want to fight that one. Thinking about the fact that Alfa Romeo, I don't know if they can gain anything, but if they can, then yeah. We'll just have to see, as the gap at the front here is 6 tenths. One of the closest gaps on track, actually, as it's all down to the strategy game for who gets ahead here. And they're going to have to fight their way through Adam and Michael. Now, to save Michael, defend it from Hugo, and oh, Hugo's off track. That might be a warning. That's another thing I forgot to say. Penalties could be massive here. As Hugo, did he go off again there? I don't know, but Hugo seems to be a bit all over the place at the moment. I think he just needs to bring himself back around, and he'll be okay, as Jordan's caught up to these two as well now, so that's another person in the equation. Same with Adam Lapidge and Michael Knight. This is now 5 people at the front, and this is what we've been seeing all season. 5 drivers, all going for it. And these are the top 5 in the championship standings, I do believe, as well. all over 100 points, maybe, I think, except for Adam. He could do it today, as Adam's going to be a really big factor in this, as he's on the fresh mediums. 3 laps old, he's going to be flying at the moment, and someone else who's flying is Michael Knight. The fact that he's sticking this close to Adam on those hards shows he's very competent around this track, and we saw that in the first part of the stint before the safety car, as Jordan made a mistake or two there as DRS is now enabled, so this gives us something else to look forward to. A bit of DRS in the equation now. Let's see how this changes things. Lewis is just about getting in the DRS there of Hugo. And manages to get an alright exit, as Adam also makes a move there on Jordan. Michael also having a look here as well, as he's managed to get Jordan. Can he get Adam on the same straight? That'd be interesting from the Aston Martin, but it looks like he's just choosing not to go for this one on Adam, and he's broke a bit late there. And that's going to allow Jordan to have a look at him again, as here comes the Williams driver right on the back of him at the moment, and he's using the battery to try and get past here, but Michael just sticking alongside in the slipstream of Adam, and I think he's going to hold this one on the outside, and yep, just about does that. So there's another change in your top 5 order, as Lewis here very close to the back of Hugo all of a sudden. And I think seeing the fact that Hugo's right there is potentially giving him a confidence boost. I think it's a sight he'll be happy to see right now. As if he can get past and then Michael catches up, then that's a really good spot to be in. As unfortunately for Hugo, Mitch was the first to retire, so he doesn't have a teammate to back him up. And that could have been something he would have wanted here. So Lewis now with the DRS, he's about 6 tenths behind. I don't think he's going to be close enough, but he's definitely getting close. If he uses battery, he definitely could. Oh, that was close. Almost ran into the back of him. I keep thinking there's going to be a collision, as here comes Adam Lapage. What an exit he's had in the Mercedes. Now he's going to be the one with DRS attacking Hugo. Can he get both of them in short succession here? As here comes Adam. He's going to go to the inside. Ooh, close. I thought that was going to get a bit tasty. There was Adam's gone round. Oh, that's not good for Adam. And that's going to drop him down to 6th place. And I don't think that's what Lewis would have wanted. I actually think he would have preferred Adam ahead. I don't know, obviously, but that's something he could have definitely wanted. Is well, now it's Michael's turn. What can Michael do now? As all the braking meters have been destroyed, so anyone running without the line, I feel bad for you right now, as I'd be absolutely furious. I rely on all the braking, of course, as I don't think this got DRS. Well, we'll shortly find out. No, he did. He got the DRS. He doesn't have much battery though. Hugo also doesn't have much battery though, to be fair. As here comes Adam. He's got to get his way back through the field now. And there's your 5th place back, Adam. But you've got a bit to go to get the rest of them back. Next up's Jordan, who's already 2 seconds behind the front 3 here. So I'm really interested to see what's going to happen here with the top 3. How are the Aston Martins going to play this? We've seen teamwork from them throughout the season so far, so we can only expect to see it again here in the final round. As Hugo, he's doing what he needs to do in the final sector, and that's just drive consistently, make sure that gap's not too close when they get to the DRS zones, and that's what's going to keep in the lead. Is right now, unfortunately, Lewis doesn't have too much of an answer to that, but he is close to this lap. He tends to have a slightly better exit out the hairpin. I don't want to jinx it for him though. As yeah, no, I've jinxed it completely there. I'm sorry. Anyways, I'm wondering if Michael has any thoughts about this right now, as he definitely has a lot more pace than both of these at the moment. As Lewis makes another mistake, that's going to cost him the opportunity on this straight to get past. That's not what he needs to be doing right now, I can tell you that. As the Alfa Romeo swap places once again. And Callum Softs are probably halfway to being square. I wouldn't be surprised. As, again, Hugo just doing what he needs to do every single lap. And keeping that gap where it needs to be. As 6.5 temps, it's further away. Oh, well, the gap's larger than it was the last time we crossed the line, so a good lap from Hugo. As that's staying into the pits actually, just after overtaking his teammate. And 13 laps is all he's got on those, as Jordan's into the wall there. And that's going to drop him down to 6th place. Well, what's going to happen this time around? Lewis trying to use a bit of the battery to close the gap, see if he can get a good run for the next straight. As surely Michael's going to try and get something to happen here, as he's just watching the same old thing over and over, but Lewis is closer. If he can keep this gap through the final sector, he might finally have a chance. As I think this is all a strategical game from now on. Lewis has the artillery for this. He also has the fact that Adam will not pit again, I don't think. And, well, that's at least one thing he has is fair play to Hugo for surviving at the moment under the pressure of 2 Aston Martins, but that's a skill he's got here as Callum Lewis picks up the first penalty of the day. And he's done that on the way into the pits, so game's broke or something, can't lie. As again, Lewis almost at the DRS is now heading down the back straight. Well, here comes Pierce out the final corner. Not the final corner. Oh, I'm losing it today, honestly. Apologies. Long day, long day. Anyways, we still see the same thing of these three. However, one thing I am starting to notice is that Adam Lapey just closing in. Is this going to turn into a 4-car train? I don't know. When is one of these two going to pit? No, maybe? Surely as Lewis, you just take the undercut and just accept that it's something you're going to have to do to try and open it up. Or do you take the overcut and hope when Michael, if he does it, I don't think he'll inevitably get caught unless he purposely waits up to try and influence this championship, which... And that wouldn't be the first time someone called Michael's changed the championship on its head. But anyways, in into the DRS we go, and well, again, Lewis isn't close enough. I think he needs to stop pulling out of the slipstream there and just accept the fact that he'd rather overshoot the corner in a bid to get closer. But he is actually very close here. So, are we going to see these two fight it out? Lewis is not using the battery. He needs to do something. You can't just sit and wait around forever, unfortunately, as that won't win him a championship. As there is only 13 laps left to go. I will remind these two. And Hugo, again, he just feels he looks in control. Lewis isn't really mounting enough of an attack to put off the Alpine. As Lewis goes into the pit lane. Here we go then. First change in this as Michael. I'd say something interesting. Michael's on 100% battery. As Hugo's off track again there, and so is Michael. Both of them having a bit of a argument with track limits there, saying first corner, forget that, we'll make our own first corner. So Lewis is going to comfortably rejoin in 5th place. Here we go then, Michael Knight. He's going to try and get past Hugo here, he's going to swish it to the outside, into the braking zone. And then Michael could play a tactical game here, which would be interesting to see. As well, Hugo's definitely going to get him back here. There's no way he's not. But Hugo doesn't have the battery. He doesn't have the battery for this. So Michael's just going to deploy all 100% of that and just stick with the Alpine. And if he got in front into this final sector, he would have really helped his teammate out. As, yeah, he's 60% battery on those two straights just to be a pest towards Hugo, shall we say. And oh, I think Hugo will just go in now. He needs to just get out the way of Michael, as Michael could completely change this, and yep, Hugo's into the pit lane. And I think that's exactly what Michael was planning. Just put a bit of a scare, and now it all comes down to this. Where's Lewis going to be in comparison to Hugo? As Hugo leaves the pit lane, Jordan Bailey picks up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings and also joins Hugo in the pit lane. As now out onto the track, where is Hugo going to rejoin in comparison to Lewis? Lewis is going to be ahead. So for Aston Martin, that's worked nicely, as well, Hugo's got to fire those tyres up as well. And well, he's going to get DRS here, which is going to save him, quite frankly. But yeah, through the hairpin, just losing 10.5 there. But he's got DRS. So not all's lost as Callum Pearce picks up another 3 seconds. That brings his total to 6. Everyone's going to the end of the race now. I'm interested to see what's going to happen as well. Michael, he's not slowing down, he's off into the distance. So you go trying to weave, get some temperature into those tyres. For Hugo, it's all about no mistakes from this point onwards. He's got nothing to worry about from behind. And Lewis now has to win the championship with the fastest lap. I mean, win the race with the fastest lap. And Hugo would have to stay 4th. Unless there's a late safety car, I don't think it's happening. I can't lie. Lewis really needs to get a move on and hope that Adam wants to side with him here almost, but Adam's going to be almost hopeless to defend, unfortunately. His tyres are going to be finished in 10 laps time. That'll be 23 laps on the mediums, which is a bit too many for anyone, I'd say. Let's see how this goes then. Caught with Hugo, getting them all the way down this straight. He's going to be back in DRS and back into a comfortable place. So he's got nothing to worry about right now. Only a significant change as that was very close on the edge of track limits. If he picks up a penalty and no one else around him does, and this gets to a safety car, then that could possibly be the worst thing that could happen for Hugo right now. He needs just a boring race till the end, and I think that's all he's going to hope for. And honestly, it's what he could get here. Lewis isn't taking too much time out of Adam. So far it's looking about a second a lap, which is 9 seconds, as to be fair to Adam, he's actually catching Michael. But is Michael going full throttle, is the question, as here we go, we got some exciting action on the track. Callum Pearce versus Jordan Bailey. Who comes out on top? It's the Williams driver. And that's right, Jordan up to 6th. Off he goes. Anyways, another battle we might be seeing shortly is Hugo Nilsson versus Lewis Pearce. And if Hugo gets in front of Lewis, then everything has fallen almost perfectly into place for him, as Michael's doing something here. I'm seeing that gap drop and something's happening. As here we go. They're defending. Callum Pearce is out the race. Hold up. Safety car. Oh my. Okay, 9 laps to go. I don't want to get too excited. I don't know how much this is going to make things interesting, shall I say. Well, oh, this could be very spicy now. This could get tasty. Michael's into the pits. Adam's into the pits. They're going for the soft tyres. No questions about it. I think Michael Knight's been disqualified. Wait, what? What's happened there? He's been disqualified for blocking the pit lane. Hugo's into the pits. What? What's happened there? Oh. Well, Lewis has now got to defend from Hugo and Adam on softs. Hugo is going to be behind staying. But, oh no. Michael binned it on pit entry and then it's disqualified him. Oh, right. I'm not going to ask questions. Crashgate or what? This is, well, Crashgate, that doesn't help Aston. He's just completely gone against him, if anything, this has now. I was saying Lewis is really back in this, which he is. But he doesn't have Michael to defend for him there. I mean, if Michael can prove to me that the game's absolutely bummed him over here, and he didn't get disqualified for doing anything stupid, then I mean, I don't know. FIA could call a 9-lap sprint. Could happen. Not sure if they will. I think it wouldn't be too fair. I don't know. Don't want to really interfere with this race. Anyways. Wow. 3 letters, W-O-W. And I'd love to hear from Michael what's happened. But I don't think I am going to get to have that luxury, unfortunately. It's Lewis pits. Maybe I wouldn't have done that if I were him. Everyone pits, to be fair. Hugo's now second on fresh softs. This is all on Adam now. This is all down to Adam. Who does Adam like more? And then Jordan and staying here are gonna have to really pull something together. And to be fair, I say all of this, there's 5 drivers left. If Hugo finishes 4th, Lewis has to get the fastest lap and win. That's just saying that, well, Hugo's second. Something needs to happen here. Something's going to happen. This is going to be... I don't even know what's going to happen coming with 7 laps to go. Well, we haven't got any words, so... I guess we're just going then. Here we go. 7 laps to go then. We are underway here. After this lap, I think. I'd say it's nearly mathematically possible. I mean, impossible now. In any way. For Lewis to win this. He's gonna need the perfect... He's literally gonna need a perfect roll. It's essentially like gambling on whether he's gonna win this now. If you put your money on him, the odds would be almost 1,000 to 1 in this situation, I'd say. But you never know. We'll see what's going to happen. Shortly, in 7 laps' time, we'll be crowning a champion of the GRS PCF2 division. As here we go. Adam Layfish leaving this one very late. Ate the final corner. He's going to get us restarted. Lewis is right on the back of Hugo already. He knows he needs to get past the Alpine. Is he going to dive it? No, he's not. I thought maybe he'd just send a lunge. He's going to have to lunge something at some point, I have a feeling. Because everyone... This is just a sprint race to the end now, essentially. Oh, Lewis is just trying to fake the moves. Oh, that's a spin for staying. And contact with Jordan as well. And... Ooh. Well, if the odds were 1,000 to 1 just, then about 2,500 to 1. As Adam. Hello, Adam. Cheeky with a pace. Already 1.1 ahead. He's doing his bit to just say you lot later. If you want to win this championship, come get me. 1.4 already. Oh, he's also like it all over the place. Typical Adam. Well, we'll keep it going here. Lewis is in DRS a Hugo. It needs Jordan to pull an absolute masterclass, I think, or Hugo genuinely would have to bin it into a wall at this rate. And if there's one person who doesn't bin it into a wall at this rate, it's Hugo Nelson. Hugo doesn't make these kind of mistakes. And even if Hugo did bin it, Lewis just can't make a mistake. He has to finish on the podium, which there would only be 4 drivers left. Jordan has a penalty. I'd say he's the main competitor in this, who could change something, as obviously, well, unfortunately for Sane, he spun, or potentially was contact that spun him. I don't know. Hell, I missed something when there's 5 cars on the track. That's just next level. You don't know what you're doing with your life when you can't track 5 cars. Anyways, the gap now is not looking good for Lewis Pierce. I can't lie. Oh, that's a mistake from Hugo. He's gone very deep. And is this a sign of some nerves creeping in? Or maybe I'm just jinxing him. I still back Hugo not to spin and crash out, but little mistakes like that, they can be forgiven in this situation. He does have 1, 2, he could make a few more of those, I think, and still win this championship. As at the moment, Adam Layfish, he's not giving anyone nothing. He wants this race win. He's seen there that Michael's been disqualified and gone, I think I can beat him in the championship. Which I don't know if he can. Let's have a look at the standings. But if he wins this race, theoretically, could he win? I don't know. There's his yellow flags. Oh, that's Jordan gone. And if the odds were 2,500 to 1, the odds are now 5,000 to 1. And we're almost at the point where what 90% race distance has been reached, where regardless Hugo will pick up 10 points. If I do the maths on that, that's lap 27. So Hugo would have to crash out in the remainder of this lap or next lap for this to even be possible, but then Lewis also has to win the race at that point. Wait, no, if Lewis would have to get a podium. If he doesn't, say if he crashed out on like lap 28, Lewis has to win the race. There's no if, buts or maybes, he has to. And, well, unfortunately for Adam, oh wait, no. No, at the moment he's beating Michael, so... again, I've got my maths wrong. Even if he finishes second on count back... oh, hello. On count back, who wins it? Michael wins it on third places. That's a weird way to win on count back, I can't lie. Anyways, we continue onwards. On to lap 26. The lap of reckoning. This lap essentially is arguably the most important one left. Somewhat. Unless something absolutely insane that no one could have predicted happens after this lap. This is the lap that matters. Well, Hugo's now got DRS on Adam. So, I don't know if Adam fancies, you know, warming the tyres a bit, swerving into Hugo, getting himself disqualified in some sort of ban, but then giving Lewis the championship. I'm sure he'd be seen as a cult hero by him. As well, if Jordan Bailey had gone, that would almost have wrapped the championship right there. But it didn't. And everything's still on the cards. Or maybe if Jordan had bought out a safety car and then Hugo gets a penalty. You never know. So it could still happen. I'm just thinking of all possibilities at this point. As well, Adam has served as a direct replacement for Michael in this. I'm not sure Adam's too much of a trustworthy replacement. He does have his occasional bin it in a wall moments. Well, actually, he doesn't bin it in a wall, he just spins. Also, his internet could spook Hugo into a wall. As Hugo runs this final corner. Well done, Hugo Nilsson, you've now got 10 points. So, Lewis has to win the race and Hugo has to finish 5th. Or 4th, fastest lap, whatever that malarkey. That one is the one that I'd say is not looking very good. I think he's more... I think Lewis's best hope is Hugo binning it and then he has to beat Adam. As... well, 3 laps to go. What's going to happen? Hugo goes deep again. That's going to open Lewis on an attack. Surely, Lewis, you've got to use it now. Put the battery on. Get the DRS. Go for it. This is your one chance. Hugo's made a mistake at that corner twice now. Well, Hugo's just got a rocket ship and Lewis has no answer to it. He's gone deep again. Lewis is going to switch it up the inside here. And there's one part that's going to help him out. He's up to 2nd place now. Is Hugo going to keep fighting this one into the next corner? No, he's not. He doesn't need to. But... can Lewis now get ahead of Adam? That's the next part of this. Is it possible for Lewis to do that? What happens if Hugo also picks up a 10-second penalty randomly? You don't think that's stupid. As we have 2 laps to go. I wish this was closer. I wish if this was like 6 points right now, I'd be switching. Like, this would be intense, but what could have been? Lewis, your next goal's Adam. You're looking very quick all of a sudden. Can you get past the silver Mercedes and put yourself in the position you need to be in? And you've got to hope Hugo Nilsson, there's a 1 in a million mistake where he hits into the wall. Here goes Hugo into the corner. Adam's gone deep this time round. Everyone's helping Lewis out here. Hugo, oh, he's run into the back of him a bit. If he got a bit too much into the back of him, I'd have given him like a 10-minute penalty. Anyways, unfortunately for Lewis, it looks like Hugo's going to be the one overtaking him rather than him getting past Adam as Lewis just chucks it into the corner. At this point, I don't think anything matters. He just needs to get past Adam, as Hugo can just sit here and enjoy himself. No mistakes, and he's fine. There's out the final corner. Why do I keep calling every single corner that isn't the final corner? The final corner. Onto the final lap. It all comes down to this. Will we see a mistake from Hugo? And if we do, can Lewis even get past Adam? He's got the battery to do it, and he's very close to the Mercedes. This is it now. What's going to happen? Lewis needs to get past that Mercedes. He just needs to do it. There's no other alternative. Hugo, a bit of a moment, not going to phase him too much. Here comes Lewis. He's not sticking the battery on yet. He's just going to try and get past Adam on the raw pace that he does have. He's not made his mind up. Here goes Hugo down the inside. And he's just completely sent Adam off the track there. And Adam's picked up a 5-second penalty for corner going. That's not good driving from Hugo. As Lewis Pierce into second place. Adam's going to... Oh my, that's questionable. I'm not sure about that from Hugo. As Adam Lapidge just got 10 seconds of penalties. Here comes Lewis Pierce then. Here comes Hugo Nilsson as well. What's going to happen here? Adam Lapidge trying to stick it up the inside. He knows that he still could win this race because, well, that's just what Hugo's just done. Nah. As he's actually gotten past. They're going to go almost 3 wide. They're going 3 wide. I can't even see right now. Adam's reign. There's been contact. There's contact coming through the final corner. And across the line, Lewis Pierce is going to win this race. What has just happened? As Stain Lagrange is going to get third. He's got off the track in the process of doing so. Adam Lapidge comes around the final corner. Do we want some live stewarding here? Because the championship, how much could that change? I don't think it can. Ooh, this is going to be spicy now. This could be very tasty. If Adam had just finished 6 tenths closer, I think there's a chance Lewis... Who's got fastest lap? If Lewis got fastest lap here... Hold on. Oh, I can't even see him. I'll see it in a second. If Lewis got the fastest lap, this would be really interesting. Because that dive from Hugo was dangerous. Did Lewis get fastest lap? Well, Lewis does win the race by 41 thousandths. Hugo almost went off track to overtake him. If you won the race going off track, that's another 5 seconds. That's 15 potentially, or 10, or whatever the penalty will be. But this changes things a lot. Fastest lap went to Adam Lapidge then. So Hugo would have to drop to 5th. I don't think that's possible. This is... That's interesting. well, that is going to conclude this season, and Hugo Nilsson will be your champion then. So, that's going to conclude this season in a chaotic final lap, to say the least. Oh, I've tabbed off the game. I meant to press F10. Let's have a look then. 1T for those two at the final round there. 25, so 25 for Lewis. Lewis gets 199. Hugo finishes on 206 then. So he wins by 7 points. So, anyways, thank you all for watching this whole season of GRS PCFT. I need to go. I'd have loved to have done interviews. I've run tight on time. You know what? I literally don't care at this point. I'm late on time. Get me in Southeast. Actually, I don't know. Don't get me in Southeast here. Let's see if we can get anyone for driver interviews there. Let's take a look. Let's see. I wonder. I'll give it a minute or two, and we'll see if anyone does. If not, we'll end the stream there. Okay. We might have Hugo. Let's close this down and let's see if we can get Hugo in. Okay, hello. Can't talk. Why can you not talk? Oh, I actually hate Discord. There you go. No. Why? Can you unmute yourself now? I've given you the permissions. Oh no, it's hello. For me, you're not muted. Oh, these. I actually don't like voice channels. Push to talk only. Oh, I don't care. Where can I change this? I'll just give it to, yeah.
Hello.
Okay, hold on, let's see. I'm trying to get Hugo for an interview. Does that work?
Hugo says he's got push to talk and he needs to find the button. Somebody at your end.
Hello? No, sorry, yeah,
Whoa,
I found
there
my
we go.
button. The voice channel didn't let me talk unless I switched to push to talk for some reason. I don't know.
Oh, it's probably because it's admin's lounge and you're not an admin.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Okay, yeah, Adam, I'm so sorry for that last. Lewis moved on the braking in that last chicane, so I just had to avoid him because he broke really early. So yeah, I'm just so sorry for that. Didn't want to take you off.
win!
Yeah, I know, mate. Sorry.
So, anyways, I did the maths. So, the maximum penalty I could have theoretically gave you for that was 10 seconds and 2 penalty points. It's what I saw from looking at it, because it's a dive bomb. You completely did send Adam off track.
Yeah, I know.
Season
That's
ban.
completely my bad. But he
Yeah,
moved
I
on the
know,
braking and broke early, so I just had to avoid him, and then I accidentally hit Adam. Yeah.
Even with that, regardless, you would have won the championship. So, what we can say with 100% confidence is that you are this season's PCF2 champion.
Well, this is really good. Thank you. It's been a pleasure, really. Like, I couldn't imagine that league racing would be as enjoyable as it has been. Like, for real, it's been really good.
Yeah. And, well, you managed to take the championship by, well, at the moment it'd be 7 points. Obviously, I don't know if that's going to change with penalty removals or whatever. I don't know what the gap was to Adam.
Yeah.
Between Adam and yourself, I think it was actually over 10 seconds, so even if Adam got both his 10 seconds removed, then I think he could only finish 3rd.
Yeah.
But, yeah. That was a good season of driving from you overall. I think consistency won it for you there this season.
Yeah, I did. I guess, like, only had 2 wins, but at least, like, 5, 6, 7 second places, so just being up there every race gave it, like, the Prost mentality, you know.
Yeah, that was your 5th second place finish there.
Yeah, and 2 sprints too.
Yeah. So yeah, you get the sprints and that is 7 there.
Yeah.
So, well, that was an interesting race to watch. I think there was definitely some very key deciding factors. Ironically, somehow both of your teammates ended up not in the race anymore.
I saw Mitch killed himself in Sector 1. I didn't see what happened to Michael.
I didn't either. Just saw that I was second behind Adam and looked in the race director, and Michael was disqualified for some reason.
Yeah, he got disqualified for blocking the pit entry, so I think he crashed on pit entry regardless, and then it just said, well, no, bye.
Yeah, when I went into pit, like when the safety car came out, I was like, go. He was just like stopped in the pit lane, so I didn't know if he was like, I don't know, doing something for Delta or I don't know. But I sort of managed to sneak past him.
The pit entry was like really weird because as soon as you touched one tire on the inside wide line coming in, you got a 3-second penalty for some reason. Like it's not even.
I didn't get it. Yeah, I didn't get it in race, but I got a couple of sort of this and next lap invalidated in quali, and I'm a bit like, what?
I did too, and a lot in practice too.
Anyway, so that is where I'm going to end the stream, since I was meant to go and then I just decided, nah, screw this, I'm interviewing people. Anyways, thank you all for watching the whole season of GRS PCF2. I know there's been a few of you here for multiple of the races this season, and yeah, we'll be back next season. Well, we'll be back tomorrow for the final of PCF1, although I hate to ruin it, but I don't think there's going to be a title fight, unfortunately. But yeah, we'll be back next season, hopefully. I don't know if it'll be 1 or 2 tiers. Based on the attendance this season, it's looking like 1 unless we get a bunch of sign-ups, which if you would like to race with us, then head to the description where you can find the link to join the Discord, and you'll be able to race with all of the drivers. And well, you're all welcome to join. Yeah, it would be nice to get some more drivers in here. Anyways, that's going to conclude this season of PCF2, and goodbye.